So today, because we have social distancing restrictions, we're going to be doing Cooking with Heather. It is inspired by Jamie's Ministry of Food, and we would like to take this opportunity to thank Queensland Health for sponsoring this initiative under our Community Connections. Over to Heather, and what are we having today, Heather?
We are going to make a supreme salad today, one of Jamie's salads. Seeing we've eaten so much probably chocolate over Easter, I thought salad would be a really nice thing to start with. And I bought things locally so that we know that what we've got here we can actually buy in town. Okay, so we have some most beautiful different types of lettuce here. We have some cos and we have some frilly lettuce here. So what I've done is I've actually washed this and we've put it in our lettuce spinner. Now these are really good. It's not like those normal things you buy and stick in the back of the cupboard and it doesn't work. Okay, you do have to hold on to it and give it a bit of a spin with a little top thing, and it gets actually all the water out of the lettuce. I have spun it before, so it's going to work quite well. Now the reason we spin the lettuce, and I will do this again in a minute here, is because we want, when we make our sauce, which we're going to make today, we're going to make 3 different types of sauces, they will actually stick to the lettuce. Now if the lettuce is too wet, it will not stick. Okay, so we're just going to we're going to go straight to the bowl rather than make a lot of mess. So we're just going to put our beautiful lettuce in at the bottom, just break it up a little bit.
Sorry, Heather, can I ask you, why do we break it instead of cutting it?
I think it's nice to get you sound the crunch, and cutting it makes it too, I don't know, too normal.
Okay.
Too much the same, and we like to make things a little bit different when we cook with Jamie's too. Okay. So
Jamie certainly likes the rustic look, doesn't he?
He does, and we like crunch. So we're going to make our salad quite crunchy today with a lot of different things. So we're going to use some carrot that we'll cut up differently, some bean sprouts, some nuts, a little bit of capsicum, some feta cheese, and some olives as well, okay? And then we're going to add some crunch we're going to use some side bread on the side, so it'll make it a whole meal.
Lovely.
Okay, you can make this as a whole meal for yourself. I would lovingly have this a whole meal for me. We'll put that to one side, and we'll just spin the spinach off. We just re-washed the spinach. Most things do say that they're washed, but we tend to re-wash because you just never know these days. Okay, so let's give this another spin. Okay, here we go. And this is something everybody can make. You don't have to use what you've got. So if you've got other veggies in your garden, and you've got a garden, you use those. If you haven't, you just buy what you can afford or whatever's in the cupboard. Okay, so we'll just stick all this to one side. I hate having this. Now, as I say, we've washed all this. We're going to cut these up a little bit more rustically as well. Instead of chopping them today, we're actually going to make them look pretty. We've got a speed peeler here. Okay.
So, sorry, is that a cucumber or is that a big zucchini?
That's a cucumber, sorry. I took the tops and bottoms off it.
Lebanese?
Sorry?
Lebanese cucumber?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Because cucumbers are what we call roly-poly vegetables when we do learn your fruit and veg. So because I'm going to be doing it down this way, we need to be able to have a base, okay? So we're going to just do this and slice it really, really thin. Now, I don't even think a chef would be able to cut as thinly as this, okay? So we're going to cut that nice and thin and pop it all in there. Okay, so just bear with me while we do a few slices like this. And while I'm just doing this, we'll talk through what we're thinking. We're going to do something like this every week and put it on our Facebook pages. If anybody's got any questions about what we're doing or how we're doing or any suggestions they'd like to see cooked, we would love to have that. We also will be putting up, if you ask, what we're going to be doing, say, next week, so that you will have that prepared for, say, Thursday or Wednesday afternoon, evening, for when you do your dinner. You might like to cook the same recipe with your family. As I say, salad is today because that's a fairly basic thing we can do. You can use your salad with anything.
Right, and of course with this salad you can do something amazing like add some Thai beef or something and turn it into a Thai beef curry. I did garlic prawns over the weekend and basically just...
Yep. Saying that. So this is a very basic salad that you can add extra things into.
Or have as a side dish
Or
with you.
have
Yep.
as a side dish. Exactly. You know, as Joe said, yeah, we could add a lovely cooked chicken pieces with it, cut up really finely. You could either do them in your pan, or you could do a little bit of roasting in the oven with it. So we'll pop that in too. See how we're getting a bit more colour here, which is nice.
Great.
And I'd just like to say that I've really missed not cooking with Jamie and our young people, because it's a wonderful part of my week to have 2 classes. We have a Learn Your Fruit and Veg class during the week with the primary school. We've been doing that for a little while now, nearly a year.
It has been a year now.
Since the girls
Yes.
came and actually taught us. And then we also do the Ministry of Food class, which comes in with the high school. Okay, so we have some lovely spring onions or shallots, and I've top and tailed those already, okay? So we're just going to cut those. We'll cut them fairly finely, and we're going to, as everybody will notice that have done the classes, we're using the roll and chop method, okay? Keeping our fingers right out of the way. And if 1 or 2 get away, that's okay. Okay, so remember we take it off our knife this way, and our knife stays at the top of our board.
And I noticed that the blade's always pointed away from you,
Away
yes?
from us, yes. Because like I showed the students this year, that if your knife is here and somebody walks past, which when Nicole and I cook together, you could hit it and land in your toes, okay? So yes, when we do classes, we always wear covered in shoes, and we ask our young people to do the same. But seeing we're doing this a little bit differently at the moment, I haven't got my hair tied back, which I would normally do as well. But these are different times, so we're using different methods. Okay, we have a capsicum, which is another roly-poly. So what we're going to do with that, we're going to use our bridge and cut through that. Put our knife back down. We've got our little scrap box here. We're just going to take our seeds out and pop them here. Pop him back over there. Now Jamie says to flatten our capsicums. That way they're easier to cut. Okay?
And it's also a safety thing, isn't it, the cutting them?
Yes, definitely, because they slide otherwise.
Yep.
Okay, so we're still going to use our claw and cut down with a roll and chop. They're not the easiest vegetable to cut, but they are delicious.
So can you just explain to our viewers that we've already looked at the claw, we've looked at the bridge, what other...
And we have what we did before, which was our rolling chop.
rolling chop, lovely.
Okay, which is like this. And it makes it so much easier because your knife is continually on the board. So that way you're not going to slice your fingers or anything like that. And your knife isn't going to slide off the board. Okay?
Lovely. So we are slicing rather large pieces of our capsicum.
Yeah.
It's a really lovely sweet capsicum, this one, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful.
I better have a sample.
Oh yes, Joe's going to have a sample of everything. As we're doing this these few weeks, Joe loves it when we cook, don't you, Joe?
I love it when you cook.
Okay, there's a nice piece of capsicum there.
Capsicum happening here.
So we have got some bean sprouts as well. Okay, so we're going to put a few of those in. And there's all different types of bean sprouts. There's the very fine ones, but I thought today, because we want a crunchy salad, that we'd use the bigger bean sprouts, okay? You can actually sprout these yourself at home, and all you need actually is the sprouts themselves and a jam jar. You put your sprouts in the bottom, you rinse them every day, and you have a little bit of mesh on the top, and you keep on turning them up and down. But if you want more information about that, just have a Google. Have a look at bean sprouting, because that can come up really well, and it's really high in nutrition as well, sprouts. Okay, so I think we've used everything in our little tray here, apart from we have some beautiful pepito nuts, which we're going to put in, and they come from pumpkin seeds. So that's seeds,
Okay.
they are from pumpkins,
Oh, lovely.
and they are absolutely beautiful. So it's going to give another little thing to our salad, another little crunch. Okay. Have you tried these, Joe?
I
Probably
haven't.
maybe.
Hand out.
Okay. Just be careful because they do.
Oh, yum.
So they're just dried in a certain way, and they're really nice in salad. You can add any sort of nut, you don't have to, but I just think they're a nice thing to go through. So we've got some red olives today. I'm actually going to use green. That sounds silly, but I had green open, okay? So we're not going to just open a jar of something to use when we only want a few, okay? So you can either cut these up, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to pop them in. We want to keep this really simple and quick so everybody can do this, okay? So we'll just pop a few of those in there. Lovely, lovely, lovely doubly. Okay, we'll pop him back over there. Now, the other thing we did have some, we have our feta. Now with salads, I always find the best feta to use is a nice firm feta. The other ones are beautiful, but in a salad it tends to go mushy. We learnt that very early on with some butter and fruit and veg because they like to get their tongs in and toss everything, which is great, but the feta all smashed into everything and it goes running and horrible. So, just going to push those little things to one side.
So what sort of feta is this one?
This is just a normal Australian feta.
Lovely.
Okay, so you can get that in town locally. It just came in these two pieces together.
Yep.
In a little bag. Okay, so we're just going to cut those up into chunks.
So Australian feta's at a good price too,
At a
isn't
really
it?
good price at
Lovely.
the moment, yes.
And of course, at the moment, we want to buy as much Australian grown and Australian made as we possibly can.
As we can.
Oh, that looks amazing.
So important. Okay, that looks amazing. But what we're going to do now is I'm just going to change my boards over. And put this back on.
We might just do a quick pause while we do a bit of a clean up and we'll come back for our salad dressing, eh?
We will do. That's wonderful. Thank you.
You paused? Yeah, paused. Can't have the coronavirus coughing, can we?
Get a glass of water, darling.
Smoker's cough, guys. Glass of water straight over.
Hey? Yes, because we cleaned it. Sorry? Yep. Oh no, the top cupboards are, but not the drawers. Yeah, it makes a difference, doesn't it? That's what Margie and I spent doing a couple of weeks ago.
Alright, you ready to go?
Yeah, I've just got to open this one. I knew this recipe was not the one that
That was only 10 and a half minutes to do that salad.
Geez, that's great. That's really good.
Oh, 13 minutes all up. And that was us, wasting a bit of time. All right. Oh, here we go. We're back on live.
Okay, wow, now we're going to do two different types of dressing. Okay, we're going to do a French dressing. Normally I would suggest you do it in a jar. I prefer not to, but that's just me. I like to do mine in a jug. You could do it in whatever you have at home. Okay, so first of all we are going to put olive oil in. Now it depends on how much dressing you want. I don't like to use too much. We tend to drizzle a little bit and then we can always add more. Okay, but we're going to do two different types and see what everybody likes. So we're going to put 2 tablespoons in there today of the olive oil. Okay. Now we can use white vinegar or you can use red vinegar.
Okay, so what's this one?
This is a white vinegar, white vine vinegar.
Lovely.
Which is a fairly reasonable one, and this is Australian owned as well.
Okay, so we don't want to. Well, we can use any vinegar, can't we? We don't.
We can
Doesn't
use-
necessarily have to be a good high brand vinegar.
You can use whatever vinegar you've got in your cupboard. I know a lot of people would have bought a lot of vinegar to do their cleaning with.
Yep.
Providing it is vinegar and it's not a false vinegar. Okay.
Okay.
So that's perfectly right. Now we're also going to add to this some mustard.
Lovely. What sort of mustard are you using
This
today?
is
It looks like a Dijon. Yeah.
Dijon mustard.
Lovely.
Okay.
Oh, and once again, we're Shopping Community, which is an Australian-owned company.
So a couple of globs of that. And all this depends on your taste as well. You know, you might taste this and go, no, it needs a little bit more vinegar, no, it needs a little bit more oil. Okay, so with this we've also got a clove of garlic, which I've pre-done.
Can I just clarify again? We're using the same amount of vinegar as what we use oil?
No, sorry, 2 of oil and 1.5 of vinegar, okay?
1.5 of vinegar and 2 of oil.
Okay.
Okay, lovely.
But like I said, you might taste it and find it needs a little bit more oil and vinegar.
Yep.
I usually taste them and go, needs a little bit more vinegar, okay? Because I like things that are quite vinegary and quite tarty. Okay, we've got our little microplane here,
Oh, okay, lovely.
which is like a tiny, tiny grater. You can also grate on one of these because they've also got a small size if you haven't got one of these ones.
Sure.
Okay? What the microplane does is instead of you having to sit there and chop for sauces, it just makes it beautiful. So you get a really good hold on this, and we just go backwards and forwards. So roughly a clove of garlic. If you think your garlic's a bit small, use 2 cloves. That was a fairly reasonable sized piece of garlic. And the microplanes are quite sharp, guys, so be a little bit careful. And then when you turn it over, there's all your garlic there. Isn't that lovely? And then we're just going to pop that in there and give this a good mix. Now normally, like I said, you put it in your jar and you go shake, shake, shake. But I prefer to mix it in this because I just do. And you've got less chance of your lid flying off as well. So I'm just going to use the back of this spoon and just have a little taste. It
Beautiful.
seems pretty okay.
Lovely.
Jo, would you like to
Yep,
just
new
try
spoon.
the new spoon
Lovely.
and try that?
Go, Joe's testing. Oh, yes. So it doesn't need salt or pepper or anything.
You probably can put some salt and pepper in it. Jamie does say to put salt and pepper in,
Right?
but personally at the moment I don't think it needs it.
I don't think it
Most
needs
of us
it.
use salt and pepper in there. I think the mustard is enough to give it that kick. With this one we will use our seasoning, which is the salt and pepper.
Okay, so we've done our
That's our
French.
French dressing. Now
French dressing.
we're going to do a lemon dressing.
Okay.
Okay. So remember with our lemons, and this is a homegrown lemon. This came from a friend of mine. Okay, so we're going to just roll our lemon. The reason we roll our lemon is so it breaks all the segments up inside, because sometimes lemons are really, really hard, and especially if they're not off trees naturally ripened, okay? So we do the same here. We use our bridge, put our knife on the table and just cut through. Now my hands are nice and clean because I have been doing that. There's several ways you can do this. We're going to squeeze our lemon in, but you might have a lemon squeezer at home, but our hands are a wonderful sieve. But if you've got cuts on your hands or sores, please don't do that. So we're going to use a whole one here today because it is such a beautiful lemon.
It does look like a lovely lemon.
And there's not too many pips in it actually, which is really, really good. Okay, so there's a fair amount of lemon juice in that one. I'll just pop it over there. And just always remember to wipe your hands before picking something else up, because otherwise they get sticky and horrible. And you can either have a wet cloth or a tea towel sitting there. A little bit of salt. Okay, doesn't matter. Himalayan, normal salt, normal iodized salt, whichever you have, okay? We just use what we use. A little bit of pepper. I like things quite peppery, so just put a little more pepper in there.
Oh, you have indeed, but yum, yum, yum.
We like pepper, don't
We like pepper.
Okay, so we're going to do the same here. We're going to put 2 of these in there and taste it and see what happens. And it's all in the tasting with cooking, okay? You can't say that one thing is better than something else because you don't know. Now I'm going to use my knife because I forgot to get another fork out. And that's okay too. You just don't want to use the same fork that we used before.
No double dipping, folks.
No double dipping.
And if you can...
I think it's missing something.
Right.
I'm not quite happy with that one. Let's just check your recipe.
I think it needs more lemon.
Needs more lemon.
I think it's too oily.
Yes, I do too. Okay, sorry. We'll put a little bit more balsamic. We'll put some balsamic vinegar in there. And
That
that'll
will
pick it up
do
as
it
well.
indeed. Okay, so for this one we've used the juice of 1 lemon, a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, salt, pepper,
And a little bit, a lemon.
and lemon, and the juice of a lemon, but probably the juice of half a lemon at the end, or 3/4 of a lemon maybe.
Depending on what size your lemon is, yes, that's
Right,
much better.
dip. Cool.
We could probably put a bit more.
That's it.
That's much
Maybe,
better.
yeah, maybe a tiny bit more,
Tiny bit more of
but
that.
not, yeah, lovely.
I reckon that'll probably do it. And like I said, it's all in the taste and the texture of everything because everybody tastes things differently. So here we have 2 different
Let's have a look at those.
sauces that you can use. Now I'm not going to tip any on today because the girls are actually going to have some of this for lunch. So they can then choose what dressings they wish to put on their salad. But what I would accompany it with is some wonderful fresh Greek yogurt,
Lovely.
which we could put the fresh Greek yogurt into the lemon one. Okay, but I'm not going to because some people can't eat that. So we'll put that separately because they can put that on the side. The other thing we have in the fridge, which I didn't bring out to start with because I wanted to leave it there, there's some beautiful, beautiful sliced bread.
Lovely.
Okay, so to make this a total meal, because remember you've got all your salad, you've got your protein and everything, we could have a beautiful, beautiful piece of sliced bread. Now you can toast this. This is amazing toasted. Okay.
So what sort of bread is this one, Heather?
I actually don't know what it is. It's a wheat bread, but it's can you pronounce that?
Oh gosh.
Yes.
No, because I'm not Italian,
No,
but
it's
I know.
it's a beautiful Italian loaf. Okay.
It's lovely.
You can probably get something very similar at our bakery. We just happen to have that in the freezer here.
Okay.
So that's why I wanted to use that. We actually use that for another dish. But look at that. That is amazing. You have got everything you need for a whole meal. And if you put a nice little bit of chicken or meat with that, or even your barbecue, and as Joe said, some prawns, whatever you've got, or some rolled up ham.
Yeah, lovely.
That would be really nice, you know, or you could put all this in between your bread, Nita.
Beautiful.
So there we go, lovelies. I hope you've enjoyed this today. We want to keep doing this, so let us know what you think.
Thank you,
Bye,
everybody.
Maria.
Bye.
Bye.